Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ryan, and today I've got another video for you. This one is going to be another story video. I've been reading a lot of the comments you guys have been leaving on my channel and on my videos, and a lot of you guys are asking for more stories, so as long as you guys like them, I will keep making them. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. This one is going to be about the time that a car came through my house. Sounds pretty crazy, so let's just get right into it. So let's just set the scene here. My mom was babysitting my 5-month-old cousin at the time, and I was in my room, which is on the second floor, and my brother was in his room with his girlfriend, and they were watching a movie. And I was playing Halo Reach upstairs, and we were just, everyone was doing their own thing. So I was building a map in Halo Reach, I remember, and I called my brother and his girlfriend up because me and my brother always shared stuff that we did in Halo Reach because, the Halo Reach was just the bomb back then. So we just showed each other because we both played all the time. And I called him up to my room and I said, check out this map that I'm building. And him and his girlfriend came up to my room and they were just watching me play for a bit, and I was showing them everything. And then my window was open, I remember, and we hear this really loud screech on our road. But we kind of blew it off because at the end of our road, there's like a sharp turn, and people always seem to misjudge that turn and just like go too fast around it, but no one ever gets hurt. No one ever like crashes or anything. It's just a screech because, they hit their brakes and they just have to turn. So, we just kind of blew it off because we hear that all the time. But this one was way louder. So we kind of looked at each other for a second and went, holy shit. And then we just kind of blew it off because we always used to hear it. And like 3 or 4 seconds went by, and we just looked back at my TV, and then all of a sudden we hear the loudest noise I've ever heard in my entire life. Just a loud bang, And we were like, holy shit. And the whole house shook for like 3 seconds. And it felt like an earthquake for like 3 seconds. And my brother and I looked at each other and went, holy shit, someone just really hurt themselves and they crashed somewhere. So like we ran down my stairs, and my mom came out she was in the living room because she was babysitting my cousin, and she ran in and goes, are you guys okay? I thought someone fell down the stairs, because like that was like a loud noise falling down the stairs. And she was like, I thought one of you guys fell down the stairs. And we were like, no, what's going on? So we went outside and we looked like, I remember this so clearly. We have like a screen door. We looked, like we panned from the left side of my house. There was just a bunch of skid marks down my road, and me and my mom were both like right next to each other, and we just followed the skid marks together down my road, just a bunch of like really dark skid marks down the road into my yard, all the way down the yard, and all the way to the right where there was just a fucking car in my sidewalk against my house. Like it was just chilling there, like in my sidewalk, like kind of partially in our house. And we were like, holy shit, that car doesn't go there. No. But like we ran outside and we were like, oh my god, are you guys okay? Like it was only one guy. It was only one person in the car. He wasn't drunk, he wasn't anything. He was a young guy. He was like a college student. And he was scared out of his mind. Like he couldn't focus on anything. Like he was just in shock, which is to be expected because you just slammed into somebody's house. So, it's kind of to be, understood. So we're just like trying to calm this guy down. We're calling the police and like calling the fire department, like, hey, this happened. We need, is everything okay? We need to check this guy's, we check to see if this guy's okay. And he called his parents and he called his girlfriend or whatever, and everyone was here. There was a fire truck here. It was just a crazy scene. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and we were just like fire trucks in our yard and just shit like that, and they had to tow the car out of our yard, and our sidewalk was so fucked up. The rocks were everywhere. There was grass like where it doesn't even go, and there was like chunks of dirt everywhere. It was just a mess in my yard. So then we were outside looking at this wreckage, and I looked at my brother and I went, I wonder what it looks like on the inside of the house. And my brother went, oh my god, we never even looked, because they were both in my room and we just ran to look at the outside of the wreckage. So we never even looked at the inside. So we were like, wonder what it looks like on the inside. And we ran inside and we looked inside my brother's room. Oh my god. There was a giant, just gaping hole inside like his wall. Like, it's to be expected. He ran into the house, but a giant hole just like in our house, and you could see out to the outside, and he had like shelves, like bookshelves up against the wall. All the books were on the floor. The whole like bookshelf was like halfway knocked over. He had a bunch of like Lego figures at the top. Like he had like Lego Star Wars stuff built, and everything. Oh my god, this is the funny part. Every like Lego thing that he had on the top of his shelf fell off and just smashed into like a million pieces on the ground. So that was pretty fucked up. And his bed was like completely destroyed, and like everything on like one side of the room was just destroyed. And it was just a really weird and really scary scene for everybody. And so we were like, oh my god, this is so fucked up. And my brother had to call my dad because he was at work, right? And my dad would obviously have to come home because this is a big thing. Like, we have to make sure everything's okay. So my brother calls my dad, and this is exactly what he says. My dad told me this is exactly what he said. My dad picks up, and he goes, hello? And my brother goes, someone just crashed into our house. You need to get here now. And then hangs up. He just hangs up on my dad. What do you think is going to go through my dad's head after hearing that? He didn't say everyone's okay. He didn't say how bad the damage was. He didn't say he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything at all. He just said, someone just crashed into our house, get here now, and hung up. So my dad flies like 100 miles per hour out of his work back to our house, and he comes in and he's just like, what is happening? And he sees all this wreckage and he freaks out, and we're all freaking out because this is just really insane. So, okay, now let's calm down a bit. Everyone was okay, right? Everyone was all right. Everyone was fine. So the ambulance came and they, checked to see if the guy was okay. We were obviously okay because no one was in the room. And I started thinking about it. I was like, wow, if I wouldn't have said anything, if I wouldn't have showed my brother my Forge map on Halo, then that could have been it. Like, my brother and his girlfriend could have been seriously injured and or killed in this thing. Like, I'm like the savior now. Like, it really makes you think, like, time and a place for, like, everything happens for a reason, and, how everything just played out that night. Like, if it weren't for that action of happening, then someone could have gotten really hurt, which is really insane. So now let's get into the driver's perspective on why he swerved off the road and into our house. He didn't just do it for fun. He didn't do it for the giggles. No, there was a legit reason. So for some random reason, a tire was in the middle of the road. And what my best guess would be if it was on the back of a Jeep and it got loose and fell off, or if it was just like underneath someone's car and it just fell off somehow. So there was just a tire in the middle of the road. And it was dark. It was like 9 or 10, so you can't really see a black tire, So this guy hits the tire, right? And he goes up on he does like some sort of wheelie up on the tire, and he's like skidding with it underneath his car. So his two front tires are not touching the ground. It's just his two back tires. And he's like driving along the road, and he can't control where he's going because he controls with the two front tires. So he's literally just going and going, just dragging this tire, and he like swerves his car just a little bit, and his front tires touch the ground again, and he like didn't have any control because he was still holding on the gas because he didn't know what he was doing, and he didn't know what was happening because it all happened so fast. Like, he just kind of panicked, and his wheels hit the front of the ground, and he just spun. Like, he spun off the road down into our yard, down into our house without any control whatsoever. Like, it was just pretty insane. And that's a really crazy situation happening there. Like, the circumstances and everything, just really crazy. But everything is fixed now. Our wall was fixed. Our sidewalk was fixed. Everything was fixed. Everyone was okay. No serious injuries. No serious anything. Honestly, the worst out of that situation was my brother having to rebuild those Lego things. No, but in all seriousness, though, that's a pretty crazy situation and probably one of the most scariest things that's ever happened to me. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, leave a like. It lets me know that you guys want more of these stories. Subscribe for more content if you haven't already, and yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll talk to you guys later.